From sports to culture, mental health to economics, politics, relationships, and life issues.
Sit down and catch up with Aaron 868 and Ricardo Mitchell as we have casual conversations on serious topics.
Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room. Welcome to the living room.
It is now 6 p.m. here in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know what time it is where you are, but I'm glad to know you're locked on to the true nation station WACK 90.1 FM where we are.
Culture crazy.
First and foremost, let's kick this off as we always do. Must give thanks and praises to the Almighty for granting us the gifts of life and seeing another day. No matter what time of day it is, you must always
Give thanks.
Secondly, we have to say thank you to those that went before us, and we are not just talking about our ancestors, the original inhabitants of Trinidad and Tobago, because we all know, accept, reiterate, and say it with the chest, a Columbus line, but also to our brother in music, Tony Prescott, where the P this week stands for
Parliamentary privilege, man.
You know, I love that P, and I love the alliteration with that P. I would not doubt it. Because a lot of things are said under the guise of parliamentary privilege, just with the hope that we ain't really going to take it seriously, you know.
Yep.
Or even if we do take it seriously, we know that given historical and empirical evidence, nothing going to come out.
Nothing gonna come. That's right.
So
much ado about nothing.
Very interesting P this week, I must admit, Ricardo. For those of you viewing on YouTube, you would notice that we have reverted to the online to the online platform in terms of how we recorded and present this week's episode, and that is because that's all on me this week. I am trying to be a supportive member of my family, so I'm trying to organize certain things to get done within a specific time frame, which has me very busy within our usual recording time period.
Oh, look at that. Accountability, taking responsibility, and even dare I say apology.
Yeah.
Sounds like the types of things that our leaders could take note of.
And there's so much taking place that I want to talk about. Because yesterday, while listening to High Noon, Ricardo's callers and the Barber Green Parliament and the Pavement Parliament were both alight with some great comments, some of which I got myself involved in. And one of which I wanted to come here and talk about today in the living room. But I wanted to address it from a personal perspective as opposed to it being just the government level.
Yeah.
But before we go into discussing, I must let you know that I am Aaron 868. I remind you each and every time that culture is my code. And I sit here alongside my bro with no fro, a lot of flow, always on the go and in the know.
Ricardo Mitchell, the social sage.
No global stage.
I going beyond global, you know, so I got to be interstellar.
Cool.
Interstellar. Yeah.
Cool.
First man from Marbella in space.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting as well. With that being said, and before we get the train get derailed just like the rapid rail in Trinidad and Tobago. The World Cup is on, and I know yesterday you mentioned that you didn't really watching much of the games. But what I want to say is that if you had to pick a team to support in this World Cup, Ricardo, you look like a man that would have support Curacao.
Actually, yeah, I probably would have. I met some good friends from Curacao over the past 2 years.
And I'm not even talking about the football aspect. I'm talking about the fact that Curacao is bringing a level of spiritual presence to this World Cup that we are seeing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the the fact that they are a praying team, so much so that at the end of the Germany game, some of the German players would have joined them in prayer at the end of the game.
That's what we're talking about.
Right? So that's why I say you would have supported Curacao, just for the praying presence within the football.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I know my friends, you know.
True. Where's my favorite food?
Anything but sauce, and I would, if I had to pick one, I would pick doubles, or doubles, roti, or pilau as your top 3.
You really had to bring that back up, bro. You really had to bring anything but sauce.
Anything but sauce.
They know that they ease me up in the room. They know that they ease me up in the shower box, and you're gonna bring this thing back. Actually, I brought it back up. I shouldn't even mention food.
Thank you.
I should have left that right where it was.
Right. But in the quest of understanding that in life we need to try new things, maybe one day parliamentarians would try to say things in platforms that would actually allow people to be held accountable. Just like how one day, if somebody decides to cook me a good corned beef, I might try it.
I hear you. And as I was told earlier today, you might have to hold my breath for that one.
For which one? The accountable part or the corned beef?
No. You look like you will try a corned beef, man. You look like you have a corned beef finish. Yeah, we can leave that right where it is. Let me not talk.
Please, let it go down that road.
Yeah, the coffee deprived.
Clearly, your stepfather, you wished him happy birthday last week?
And I did message, but he's my friend, godfather. That don't make him my stepfather. If it's anything, he's my step godfather. Alright? Get it right. But what I did do,
message?
I messaged in the WhatsApp group. I give him a little pick on when I work with him Sunday. And in fact, you know what? I'm gonna play Twiggy 65 and
relevant. Because he's 66 and somewhat relevant.
Also, he won't be able to remix it then.
Yeah.
66 and still up to tricks. Oh,
clearly.
Yeah. No, but he's a very interesting character. Yeah. Very interesting character. I am amazed, amused, and sometimes even inspired by the way that he thinks. And all jokes aside, just watching the way he will process things is encouraging. Is wild. Because I told him the other day, he ain't cool at all.
Nah, I forgive him that. He's an elderly man, but he's also up to the time.
Just the way he looks at problem solving and that kind of thing is
yeah.
I like to tell you, if he were a younger man, he could have probably do some things with the technology available that other people might not have. He really has an interesting way of looking at situations and problem solving. But then again, too, that probably come from having a wealth of experience solving problems.
Correct, that's right as well.
Yeah, but I'll give Jack his jacket, back his bucket. He all those other side, almost every time we bounce up, he will say or do something that has helped my life. Hey, this man is not at the top of the game just so. He really is a very unique thinker.
Yeah, nah, he's really one of my way bad. I want to, like, as I says, be nice to him twice for the year.
Let me be really. I don't even think he does listen to us anymore. So maybe we can say it once.
It won't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
no, but see, somebody will hear it and tell him that we say it though.
Yeah, but he don't listen to nothing anybody say about him.
Correct is right. He's also one of the most hardened people I've ever come across.
No, I going to definitely use that in a clip. I am using that in a clip.
And I work with you, so.
Oh man, that is not cool. I hardened. Me? I might be resolute. I might be deliberate. You know, I might be determined. You know, Harden, but Harden.
All Trini synonyms of harden.
There's Harden.
Anyway,
What is you?
let me get down into the one thing I wanted to discuss inside today's edition of the Living Room on
right,
True Nation
yes.
Station WACK 90.1 FM. And it is twofold. I said I'm going to address it from a personal perspective, but to get context of why I'm bringing it on a personal perspective, we need to understand it on a national level first.
Listening.
Trinidad and Tobago is one country.
This.
Regardless of which political party is in power, Trinidad and Tobago is one country.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the problems we have when it comes to national budgeting in Trinidad and Tobago is the fact that we think that every political party is the start of a new era of Trinidad and Tobago. There is no clear succession plan as to, or no continuity plan as to what takes place when it comes to budgeting. And why I say that is because everybody wants to blame the last one for why we're in this position.
Right.
Yes, there's a level of accountability that needs to happen with the decisions taken under a specific administration. But we also have to accept that the decision made now is going to have impact for a foreseeable period of time. So let's say if a government takes a loan, for example, is not the PNM take a loan or the UNC take a loan. It is the country of Trinidad and Tobago that has taken this loan. So miss me with the blame game when it comes to certain financial decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Because the PNM didn't take a loan to service PNM debt. The government of Trinidad and Tobago, led by a PNM administration, took a loan to service debt of Trinidad and Tobago. It's not like they're only paying a loan that they took under their tenure. And I think that is something we have to understand and accept as a population. When it comes to loans that the country of Trinidad and Tobago has taken under a specific administration, or dare I say a specific government, because the government consists of the ruling party, that I like to call the administration, and the opposition. You with me, Ricardo?
Yeah, I would listening, learning.
Right? So when a loan is taken, it doesn't matter which government or administration took the loan. The loan is now taken by the country, the sovereignty of Trinidad and Tobago. And the responsibility of repaying said loan, refinancing said loan, or repurposing said loan now falls on who is in power at the period of time that is administering a budget.
Mm-hmm.
You catch me?
Yeah.
So it's not that a saying is one or the other. The country as a whole take a loan, the country as a whole have to pay it back.
I get you.
Right?
I get you.
Because certain things have been touted or said within the budget debate, the supplementary budget debate, where the government would have asked for an additional funding of $2.98 billion.
2.98 or 2.93?
2.9 something.
2.9 is it, yeah.
2.9. You know what? Approximately 3.
Right, yeah. Safe. Mm-hmm.
Safe, right? In that they are saying how the various government ministers are saying that is the loan that the PNM take, loan that the PNM take, loan that the PNM take. But a man miss me with that. The government of Trinidad and Tobago took a loan. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has to service that loan. I understand that you're trying to say that you didn't take the loan, but you are now the government. The government took the loan. The title of government passes from party to party, whoever wins. So miss me with the trying to pass blame. Whoever is in government at the time, you are now the person that has to ensure the loan is paid. Ricardo, now like work on a personal level. Have you ever taken a loan in life?
Yes, sir.
How are loans repaid?
In installments?
On monthly basis most times, right?
most times.
Right. How could you, and if you know that you take a loan, let's say for a 4-year period, you know for 48 consecutive months you have to pay this loan.
That's right.
Even if, let's say, the payments have shifted to biannual payments, which is twice per year,
Okay, yeah.
right? As a wise man like yourself, would you
Thank you.
try to take all the money out twice per year, or would you set aside smaller increments for the 6 months and then pay the lump sum amount at the 6th month?
Experience says that trying to take out the 2 lump sums will not work.
Right.
Will not work. That's like saying you're not going to take some from your salary every month to put it up. You'll just take June
Salary.
and pay it with that.
Right.
And you'll take December one and pay it with that. That does not work.
So then explain to me, why would a minister go into, well, that would be cabinet. No, that would be the House of Representatives, I think it is, to give his contribution and put himself up for questioning in the Standing Finance Committee and say that we did not count for something or set aside funds for it because the payment period did not arise.
No, technically I could say that you're asking me to speak as to motivation, which is at best I could do is hypothesize. But we're not in court, right? I would say that it's about passing the buck, it's about technicalities, legalese, is semantics even, right? Because quite frankly, it's almost as if our representatives get paid by the work. So
Is this 1950 something when typewriters and stenographers were paid by the word?
I'm just saying, and I'm just saying that a lot of the times things have to sound a particular way. Once they sound a particular way,
We
it
copacetic.
and it's not copacetic, it's just that we have accepted that you are baffling me with some bovine excretions. Yes, I was trying to remember the word. I we talking about some bovine secretions, and you know what? Nobody has the gas and the tank to deal with these things anymore. So I hear you. Oh, okay, it didn't come up. All right, like you didn't know you had it to do.
You didn't know you had this loan payment to make. Now, the reason why I start with that is because, as you know, in October, when the initial budget was read, I stated right here in the living room that I sat for how much ever hours and looked attentively at the Standing Finance Committee.
Yes.
Which is why I was able to make certain comments or judgments, I would say. I was judgment penguin when it came to that.
Noted.
Now we are at appropriation level where we're asking for more money. And some of it is for things which for me should have been budgeted for in the first instance. If you knew, and this is my thing, if within a year, Cardo, you know you want to purchase a car, right? And are using a very easy and attainable thing because we have to accept that financial institutions in Trinidad and Tobago are ready and willing to pelt out money for you to buy a car, which is a depreciating asset.
The business is not in car sales. The business is in interest payments.
Correct. Anyhow, right? So you know you want to buy this car, and you know that whatever financial institution you are looking at is going to give you 100% financing for the car, but you have to pay your insurance.
Right.
You know you plan to buy this car, your birthday's in August, you plan to buy this car at the start of the year. Wouldn't you, as a responsible person, start putting aside money to pay this insurance?
Aaron, you're speaking from a position of privilege here. What makes you think that people have funds to put aside?
But
bear with me.
Let's not wait.
Look at what I'm saying.
Go with me for the idea because I want to bring up the paradigm, a different paradigm to this. Go with me with the idea first.
But I am. Yeah, you are telling you what makes you think that people have money to put aside.
we'll get to that part. But let's go with this first paradigm first and this first example.
So there's a plurality in paradigms there.
Yes.
All right, then let's go.
Right? So you want to buy the car. Would a responsible person start to put aside money to pay the insurance?
A responsible person would.
Right.
If they could.
No.
Go ahead.
No, just end that word.
So,
No, just now wait. No, I know what I'm saying. End that word.
All right.
Because now let's introduce another paradigm. You also are experiencing cash flow issues because your revenue streams that you are projecting are not reaping the benefits that you think it should. So the $5,000 you say you're sure going to be coming in every month, a month you might get 3, a month you get 8, and next month you get 0.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're having cash flow issues.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have to take what cash you have to rally out for the unknown periods. In that scenario, you would not be able to put aside money every month for your insurance because you don't know when the next set of money comes in. Or you don't know how much sales you're going to get in certain things every month. So when they start to introduce now the real life scenarios, because the first one I wanted to paint, Ricardo, was the ideal scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Then you move to the real life scenario where budgeting starts to really come in. And you know some months you can't put, but other months you could.
Mm-hmm.
And then now when the time reaches for the payment to be made, you're still short. So what you're going to end up having to do? Call Aaron. Hey, Aaron, here was just seeing that done. About a 500 short from insurance. What you gonna do for her? And if Aaron is in a position too, and why I use Aaron, I was going to the bank of Aaron, but I don't want it to seem like I am a bank and I have money.
Noted. Not
Right.
in this economic.
Yeah, landscape.
Yeah. Although the economy is one problem, Problem is crime. Because trust me, if it wasn't for crime, nobody who had money would have been concerned about the economy. The only reason people who have money worried about the economy is because it means other people don't have money. And I mean the one day over. So it's not economic issue, it's a crime issue.
Well, that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, well go ahead.
Right? So you come to Aaron. Aaron, lend me a little dust now. Oh, well, I know you despise that
I
too.
loathe that word,
But you know what? Let me cash you on some coins now. Better?
I'll allow it.
Right.
You could have gold coins. You could have gold dust too, but nobody really dealing with dust.
Nobody want to gold dust. Dust is called a sign or something. Big up the Sahara dust the one time.
Good thing we ain't getting no Sahara coin.
Boy, we could have do with some Sahara coin right now.
You know what? When I really think about it, yes, I could do with some African money. So that it is, because Sahara in Africa here.
Yeah, I know.
I know everybody's sensitive when time they hear the words African or Indian this last rounds. Guys, we really need to pat down. Alright? We need to be chill. We've been living together for a while now. We're going to be living together for a while now. We really need to just dial down the intensity. Let's just be, can we just chill?
No, we can't.
Oh man, we had to chill, bro. We had to chill.
Right? And just a cozy loop on the financial thing is because I understand the real world scenario here, which is what I'm painting this picture of, where some months you'll make more money than others. So yes, I understand that you may not be able to allocate funds or put aside funds to cover certain expenses, be it on a personal level or even as a country. But the thing is, you have to accept that once there's a level of responsibility attached, you have certain financial obligations that you have to make every single month, regardless of if you make or you don't make.
I'm fed up with the economy. I'm fed up with the economy.
I am not, and you know why I'm not fed up of the economy? Because it's a never-ending cycle.
So we do a boom then.
We do a boom?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if the 30% of the Lorraine field come, we might get a small boom. Because that is what is being touted as our next cash cow within the energy sector.
It is amazing to me how all of our talented cash cows are the same cow. Like since the 70s era.
That when he was born?
No, come on. I've been listening to a lot of music, right? I know what people in the 70s were thinking and talking about, right?
And also he's lying with somebody who was around in the 70s, so.
Why are you doing him on that? What's Sibo have to do with this? Big up Sibo, God bless you. It's been a while now. Actually,
that
no,
wasn't what I was talking about.
Who else around since the 70s? I have a sister who's been around since the 70s, you know. Happy birthday, Lauren. God bless you.
Serious?
Yeah. Yep. I wouldn't say where in the 70s though, because I'm going to respect her right to privacy regarding what her actual age is. But happy birthday, Laura. God bless you.
She. Anyway, I have to respect the privacy.
Do you respect? You can say what you want. I might have just cut it out. Yeah. Since the 70s, oil and gas coming to rescue us, and then by the 80s, it was jamming again. And then it was oil and gas to the rescue again. And then it was Egonanton jamming again. And then it was, bro, like all talks that are said by now, you would think as a country that has been self-regulating for 60 plus years, that we would have more than one trick. And we keep talking about how multicultural and how diverse we are and how we have all these beautiful things that the world love and we export in. So what you're telling me is we have all these things that the world love and they're not paying us for it? Like, who owns the patents on some of these carnivals? You know, who owns the patents on all the pan to the world? It's like, come on, man. Hey. And that's just the cultural aspects of it, right? Captain was telling me about somebody who was selling doubles in Germany, and it was like, it's not even like really that good, but it's what I have. And I'm thinking to myself, we will celebrate how much people love our food, and yet as a cuisine is almost like it's a novelty as opposed to a staple. Like gyros would probably pronounce heroes. People know that all over the world.
In different ways, in different names.
Right? No, as heroes. Right? I kind of think we need some marketing. I think I kind of frustrated here. I'm sorry. I kind of frustrated because
I sensed that yesterday when I was listening to High Noon.
It's like we really master mediocrity. Like we are pretty cool with people acknowledging us, and we have like zero desire to actually meaningfully gain from it.
Yesterday, Cape Verde played Spain in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Cape Verde's keeper is Forte. And as a simple Google search and the AI overview, you would realize that the feat that Cape Verde pulled off yesterday was akin to the feat that Trinidad and Tobago pulled off 20 years ago against Sweden, with another 40-year-old keeper in goal.
I would say that what they did at the risk of sounding unpatriotic was a bigger feat. And the reason I say that is because Sweden was no top 3, top 5 country in the world.
Well, again, no, and I wasn't going down.
Former World Cup winners.
I wasn't going down the road of comparison. But
how you could say you're not going on with a comparison and you make a comparison? What are you doing, man?
Because I didn't want it to be that somebody would have said that we unpatriotic by diminishing our feet.
Well,
like what you did, Ricardo.
Bro, you literally put it right there like low-hanging fruit. Anyway.
And you don't pick all low-hanging fruit.
No, you don't.
Exactly.
Unless it's Julie Mango. It is it.
It's called plum.
Speaking of plum, I forget to ask Uncle Dezo if you have a plum tree. Sorry.
Do that tomorrow. That's it. That's your homework.
Them homework. I get homework now, yes. All right, sir. I hear it. But yeah, so they pulled off an astonishing feat.
Yeah. Now, the thing about it is we have to accept that many of us have sang that our culture needs more investment. Our culture needs greater marketing. Our culture needs greater exposure. And yet still, government after government, we just always wonder, is culture a priority?
Although, this ones I have to say that the MCCD doing a lot.
The Ministry of Culture and Tourism, or Ministry of Culture and Community Development, has been doing a lot. Not just under this administration, Ricardo. They have been doing a lot before this.
I say under this administration.
No. I'm saying, I know why I'm making that point.
Okay.
Because some persons will see certain things happen. And you know why I'm saying that? Because there is no track record, no one place where everything is documented. Because similar to the Office of the Prime Minister page that has not been used since the 31st of May 2025, there is no one singular place that all government projects are being documented.
Still find it so wild.
Right? Again, it befuddles me. That lack of continuity, that lack of succession planning. And it's always the thing of, I want to show that I do this, I create this. We need to stop that. This is not a competition. This is a nation that we are running. This is a nation. It shouldn't matter who is in government. We need that level of continuity. That if at the start of the financial year, October the 1st, 500 million was set aside for something, if election call in the middle of that financial year, that 500 million is still set aside for the same thing.
Word.
What do?
No, I hear you. I mean, it's fantastic to hear such lofty ideals, but I challenge you. I challenge you. Have you done anything at all in any space that you exist to express such ideals? I mean express, I don't mean just talk them, I mean as in to bring them, to manifest them in any spaces you function.
You would be very surprised.
I know that's why I'm asking him.
And the answer is yes, I have.
Excellent. And that's the thing. I think there are a lot of people doing a lot of good very, very quietly. And what that does is it means that the good that is being done is severely underrepresented. So people perceive that there is no good going on.
And you know why? Good to sell newspapers?
I guess not.
Good does bring you likes and shares on media outlets?
Absolutely not. Actually, no, it depends, because people seem to love the posts about Japan cleaning up after themselves.
Every single World
Every
Cup.
World Cup. Every World Cup, are guaranteed Tuesdays, right? Which is why I kind of wanted to dispute your point earlier. I love it, wanted to support it, but I'm going to dispute it. People love the posts about Japan and their culture of cleanliness and public service and, duty and whatnot.
Duty and care.
And the other thing is that did Cape Verde do such... I'm pretty certain anybody who first game was against Spain was going to come out with a point. At least Spain has lost 4 of the
last.
They have not won. They've won 1 of the last 5 opening of.
Spain is notorious for underperforming in their opening
that first game is bollocks, right? So I'm pretty certain when them fellas see that draw, they were like, give me the public holiday now. Give me the public holiday. No. Name the streets after us. But yeah, it's I get it. You know, I just feeling this week. Admittedly, I'm feeling like it's always something here. Always something. Oh, by the way, define the play. Right? Define
I saw that, yeah.
Define the play. Do we know anything more about what went on? Maybe they might release more news than they have released. But
our investigation is ongoing and the details will be revealed to us.
Will they? Aaron, will they?
Just like we waited on the findings from CPAP.
Wait, that not back up and running already? I thought it was.
It's another program. Again, we want to say we create something, so we get rid of CPAP and we create something.
People, you know the funny thing about it is, I'm glad, Aaron, I'm glad that we on a record for having been critical of
both administrations.
Multiple administrations.
Well, the show already going on for 2 hours. Just the minimum to say multiple.
Yeah, because you know what, in the event that there's a third one that pops up and takes the next election, we'll be critical of that one too.
We'll be critical of everything.
Right?
We'll be critical of each other.
Even when our administration pops up and takes the reins, Aaron, we'll be critical of it.
But I might remember I in the back.
I know you're gonna be in the back, you know. You'll be in the back counting money.
Nah, brother, sorry.
Or billing offense. Because from what I hear, offense is not offense without a gate. That's what it is. I don't know, you know. I don't know. I ask questions here.
But a community center is a center.
You see the size of that man? I just asking questions. I asking, that man is built like a truck, like a bed for it. Seriously.
But a community center is a center for the community.
He is definitely going to be one of the more memorable ministers.
A doubles man is a man that is self doubles.
Oh, cool. Speaking of doubles, Aaron, are we gonna talk? We gonna talk about doubles at all this week?
You could go ahead. I don't know where you're going with this.
Oh, so you're not privy to the video of the doubles vendor in Princeton?
No, I don't know where.
Yeah, there's a social media video circulating of a gentleman who is publicly urinating, in a nook some distance from the doubles tent where he was working.
And he didn't wash his hands?
Glove on hand.
And he didn't wash his hands?
Did not wash his hands. Went straight back to the tent and sat down by the waiting for his next customer.
Is a man not buying doubles in Princeton?
He was promptly fired the next day by the owner of the establishment. Promptly fired. So kudos to you for taking immediate action, although it's not like you had a choice at that point in time. But it raised something very interesting to me, that there was some interesting comments, but the thing that stood out to me was we have no clue what the sanitation levels are like in most of the what is called the word?
Street food?
No, just any of these places. Could have an E word, a fancy word for E word. An E word for any of these places. Establishments. Oh, yes, in any of these establishments. And we have no clue. Yes, there's a certain measure that one could expect from certain places. But then I went on to hear horror stories of places that are popular and cooking food in the backyard, and it have dogs climbing on the stairs, and places being shut down repeatedly for health violations. It did inspire me to start blessed my food before I start eating it. Just saying. I just say, because we have to take it on trust that the establishments of even the brick and mortar and concrete and stainless steel places, that they're washing hands when they're supposed to, and thing that fall down, they throw it away. And there is an element of trust that we have to function in society. And when violations of that trust are caught on film, ooh-wee, not cool. Not cool. So it's just a reminder as well for us to always function. Now, to function with integrity, always function with integrity. Try to always ask if somebody watching. If you're doing the right thing, you don't have to worry about them things. But it really mashed me up that the young man who recorded the video, he was like, watch this man. Watch him eat the corn and he peeing. And watch he even have on the gloves still. I just watch him to see if he did not wash his hand before. And he wait and watch. And by now we invested as viewers. So all I'm saying is I don't blame him for his ambush journalism. Right? I am mad at him. What I do want to take away from this is that let's not do things to violate public trust, especially when it's not your own business. If it was your own business and you doing them kind of thing, fine. But imagine somebody hire you to work, right? And then you doing things that violating public trust and giving people cause to malign your business. This is not just about doubles. And even that right there. See what I did there? You see what I did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because my thing and my takeaway from that, I understand the euphemism that you would have utilized, but what I have to also say is we always quick to record and post everything online.
Mm-hmm.
And because we all there's a thirst for approval within the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
Or not just the approval of the court of public opinion, there's also a thirst for persons to laugh at interactions or to cast judgment on interactions. And if you know, for example, now I'm not averse to the example that you would have utilized, but there are some things that should not be posted. There are some things that should not be shared. And a prime example of that is the post that I would have inadvertently shared to draw attention to why people should not share things, of the gentleman who would have brought his TV into an establishment last week because the connection was not working. Instances like that for me are not things that should be recorded for even. Because a customer comes into your store to express that there's an issue with the product that you sell, and your first instance is to do this. Where's your customer service?
I get you.
Right? Whereas, if I know driving down the road, I stop at a place to get something, and I see rats running in a food establishment, I will take a picture, and if there's an owner and a contact number for the business, I may snap that picture, take the video, and send it to that number.
Be like, hey,
you all have a rat problem.
right, I noticed.
But I realize now is no longer the accountability for the establishment. If someone needs to be held accountable, you're not holding the establishment accountable alone. To an extent, I start to think that is a level of public shaming. Or the instant gratification that one would feel from being the person to share said thing. That your page goes viral for that moment.
Yeah.
So while I understand it's not just about the doubles. And you want persons to act with integrity or act like someone is watching at all times. We also have to understand that we shouldn't be looking just to hold people accountable to the public space all the time. Let them be held accountable in the place that they need to be held accountable. Because let's just say that doubles video of the man not practicing proper food sanitation did not reach to the owner. The man might have still been in the job today. But it just so happens somebody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows the owner and share the video.
Oh no, that video was well shared by the time I got around to it. Because I don't ever see any of these things.
Yeah.
So it made circulating.
I was actually surprised that you brought something like that up.
I think it's because it was
know-
Princess Town. I think it's because it was Princess Town.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying, Ricardo? We have gone from trying to hold persons accountable in the place that they should be held accountable, and we're doing it now for theatrics.
But that is because the place that you're supposed to hold people accountable not doing it. Remember the whole point? Again,
But
I
did you
tried-
try to hold them accountable in that place?
maybe he did. I don't know. Well, you're supposed to go up to the fella and be like, sir, I notice you're wearing a glove while you're taking a piss. And you didn't wash your hands in this. You walk straight past the water container all you have. And you're gonna continue serving people. Shame on you, sir. Shame on you. That's what you're supposed to do.
Go and wash your hand.
That's what you're supposed to do.
And stand there until he washes his hand.
What about the responsibility we have to the public?
Yeah, but you are now ensuring that the responsibility of the public is upheld by ensuring that he washes his hand.
So now what you telling me is this man could go and pee and come back to serve people food without washing his hands, right? And you think that you do have a responsibility to the public to let them know that this is the type of thing that they have exposed and can potentially be exposing themselves to.
Just now, I'm not reaching that part yet. What I'm
But
saying is,
I'm asking you.
but in that instance, when you saw the act,
So I caught you peeing, go and wash your hands. And that's the solution.
for me in that moment, yes.
And then what you do, you wait until you catch him again before you let the public know that this is the danger they've exposed themselves to. You remember hearing we're talking about something that happening in a public space, right? We're talking about something that this man is providing a service to the public in exchange for their money. This is rats being around your compound might have nothing to do with how you run your business. Right? An employee not washing their hands after using the bathroom and then go and deal with food error. That is something very, very different to I saw rats outside. Or maybe even seeing a rat inside. You dig? This was a personal decision that we have evidence of somebody being deliberately in violation of codes that they agreed to when they decided to serve. Because they had food badge and them kind of thing. So that's like saying, all right, you catch somebody, you catch a security guard thiefing, and instead of notifying the establishment and the population that this person performs this way, you go one side to them and tell them, hey, let's not do that again. Right? There's a direct violation of the thing that you're supposed to be a steward of, though. I think it have to have a barrier between addressing directly and holding accountable. And I think that comes with the nature of the thing that happens. Right? I really believe that there are instances where you close a door and you very discreetly have a conversation about what happened. But then there are also times where the nature of the violation demands some accountability. Otherwise, you're just allowing for situations and environments where things erode. You already know you need to take a food batch?
Yeah.
Right. It's not rocket science. What are the key principles to getting and keeping a food batch?
Renew it every time it comes up.
Right. But to get one, you have to sit down and be basically educated about what? Not public health,
Yeah.
food prep. This was a direct violation of the one job. Don't give people dirty food. Ultimately, that is what having a whole food badge is about. That this person understands they're not supposed to give people dirty food. And the man had on the glove era. This is what I wanted to understand. It's not like we take off the gloves and went and pee and then came back and put back on the gloves without washing the hands. The man pee with the glove, the glove that he had on, right? To protect food from his hand. He went and pee, You realize how many deliberate contraventions of the principle you have to execute to do that? So, I hear you, and in many instances I would agree with you, but there's a point when you're allowed to judge because the evidence is not just undeniable, but the nature of the infraction itself demands that you respond. And not only that too, you don't want somebody who does that thinking that they got away with it or that it's okay to do with nobody watching. You know what better that man go and do? Collect garbage.
With construction.
Go and work construction. Right, go and pull bull or something. I don't know. But
No,
what I'm
no,
saying
no.
is,
No.
because he handling money.
Exactly, and that whole other thing there. But I again, I understand that, but for me, I also look at it from the angle that some things may just be a lapse in judgment.
Agreed.
So,
Agreed. And I could respect you having that grace. You know what?
yeah. So that is why I just looked at it from the angle that it could have been a lapse in judgment. And instead of it being made into a viral moment, it could have been an opportunity. A reminder of the responsibility that comes with the glove.
And then you are terrible.
Too soon? No?
You are terrible. And you know what I'm thinking as well? What I'm saying is that instead of this gentleman being quietly reprimanded for his lapse in judgment, what we now have, fortunately or unfortunately, is you have an example to thousands of food handlers across the country to
Is it
act
really-
right because you never know who watching.
Is it really an example?
Yes, because I bet you bottom dollar, the next person to go and bust a leak and thinking about they don't know who watching and who recorded.
You know what I think should be better standards?
What?
Or better done in this scenario? No food establishment should be set up without proper restroom facilities.
That is tricky.
And or if even not proper restroom facilities, or at least be in close proximity to restroom facilities.
That I agree. I am saying it is tricky. I'm not saying I agree, but I'm saying I agree and it is tricky. Because what do we establish? You know what is an indicator of? A lack of proper public restroom facilities. This is what this highlights.
A lack of proper, accessible public restroom facilities. And why I say accessible is because the majority of public restroom facilities that we have strict opening and closing hours.
There we go. And with good reason too.
Good reason too. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
But the
And
thing is, if we want to be a cleaner public, a cleaner population, we need to have the things available to us to be cleaner.
This is why our conversations about personal responsibility have to evolve to the point where we start looking at systemic accountability. Because we've never ignored the systemic accountability, but we have to give people the better choice to make.
Correct. So, like I always say, I understand the concept of a business place being protective of its restroom facilities.
Mm-hmm.
I totally understand that. I respect that. However, if you have a business place, and we are looking at it from the angle of systemic accountability and systemic responsibility, then if you have a restroom in a business, someone comes in and wants to use the restroom, have a minimum purchase.
Yeah, some places they can't use the restroom without showing the receipt and that kind of thing.
Exactly. So, like, for example, to use the public restroom facilities in the city of San Fernando, I think there's a $1 or $2 fee or something like that. I can't remember the exact amount. Implement a minimum purchase fee for the use of your restroom in your business.
And if multiple businesses in the area are doing that, well, then people will go to the place that they feel they have a choice, whether it's the cheapest one or the cleanest one or the nearest one. But we could actually turn what is a problem into a business itself.
Correct, is right. And I think, and just since you on the just a free business opportunity for the city of San Fernando, the installation of a public restroom facility in or around cross-crossing food facility.
Because they're doing some sanitation work right now, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Anyway, that we might have to talk a little bit about next week because we are perilously close to the hour of 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And I know Uncle Dezo is up next. I could call him Uncle Dezo because he just called me Uncle Ricardo. So I don't know what you just call him. And everybody else have to call him Mr. Desmond. I just get to call him Uncle Ricardo. I mean Uncle Dezo. Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty cool dude. And his music, wait, that man has played some good music. Jesus. Anyway, yeah, but we're perilously close. And yes, Aaron, I still laughing at the glove, still laughing at the glove. All talks that aside, you're right. There are times where we have to extend grace, but the counter side to that is that there are times when we have to, because of what happens, we have to make sure that an example is made, because then it instills accountability into spaces that don't have accountability.
Touche.
Yeah. I appreciate you, man.
Sometimes we have good discourse, other times we just agree for the sake of disagreeing. And then there are other times we have revolutionary ideas, like opening a public restroom facility and cross-crossing.
That's not a bad idea.
I think I have one now, but just anyway. With that being said, this is the living room on the True Nation station WACK 90.1 FM, where we are
Culture crazy.
You can catch me on Friday night, Friday, the holiday. I will be inside from 6 p.m. bringing holiday vibes to you. And Ricardo, he'll be back on
tomorrow at high noon.
All right, so keep it locked. And the living room will be back next week, Tuesday, God's willing. Hopefully back to its usual in-person format of recording.
Agreed. I'm looking forward to that one. Although good thing we didn't bounce up today, I might have, but you have so many things to talk about here.
You might have what?
Nothing. I was not going to threaten. I wasn't going to threaten violence or anything like that. Come on, what kind of guy do you think I am?
But lucky I didn't meet your mic.
Hey, so many things. Yeah,
on the other end of somebody who was in the live space of a muted mic for this year already. Boy, oh boy.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
right,
anyway.
So keep it locked to the True Nation station. Mr. Desmond is up next with the big band. And remember, we are the home of culture in Trinidad and Tobago. And donations are welcome as we try to get our broadcast, the radio broadcast, back up to where it was. So donations are welcome. For further information, you can call 652-9774 or check us out at the radio station if you can.
All right.
Keep it locked.